All right, good morning, y'all. This is it. We're out here doing a tournament, like pre-fish, pre-scouting type thing. We got a tournament this weekend. So I'm gonna go in a little bit more of a detail of, how I break down areas. Like, see, I'm looking for stuff like that. Because this part of the river is what I consider the old style river. So it's a lot more, it's narrower and it's shallower. So like right now we're scanning in 24 foot of water. And what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to figure out is where these fish are. If, like I'm actually on an inside bend of a point, which there's the point right up there. And so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of scanning this. I'm finding a lot of structure. I don't know how this current's this wind's gonna act today. It's gonna be pretty windy today. So I'm gonna try to take you guys along in a little bit more detail than I have in the past. I was fishing with somebody else and, not fishing more or less my home waters. So I don't really want to give away a whole lot, especially when it's not my home waters. Because some people rely on them spots that we may have stumbled on and found or whatever. But out here it's wide open. But I will probably post this video probably the day of the tournament or probably the day after. So because I'm going to rely on some of the stuff that I find. The biggest thing is that I'm going to go over or try to find is the little things, right? So the little things that a lot of people aren't going to pay attention to, and which I found some little things back there, and I'm gonna do a little bit of fishing through this video, but mainly I'm just trying to look for just the little things that would hold a fish or two. I'm not looking for an area where it's going to hold a bunch of fish, because those areas somebody's going to find, right? So you've got to try to. Ooh, there's a good spot. See, there's a good piece of structure right there. So I'm going to go ahead and waypoint that. And we're going to say tree. All right, so I got that one marked. So we're gonna do a lot of that, but I am gonna go back through and fish it. And this is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm gonna start off on these inside bends on these points where all the structure kind of gathers as, when the river picks up. And like right out here, we've got some deep holes. So maybe these cats will move up, but the biggest thing I'm looking for is the little things, like I said, because if you can find just the little niche that these rivers have, you pretty much eliminate half the field already. Not saying that you'll catch fish in them. I'm just saying that if you come across something like that right there, there's another. Let's go ahead and mark that. All right, so we got that marked, and that's something, because I'm also going to walk some baits back. I think we've got enough current where I can do it, but I also want to be able to set up on some stuff and cast a couple out and try to walk a bait or two back. So that's my plan. But what I love about this part of the river, it's just loaded with structure. You could fish structure all day and never hit half of it. So right now, just looking for structure, looking for places fish would be. Like there's a great big tree right there. That's potentially a spot where a flathead could be hanging out at, which I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. Yeah, it don't matter. Let's see. Actually, I'm probably going to set up in front of that because that's in 30 foot of water. So let me go ahead and get set up, and I'll turn you back on once I get everything going. So I don't need but 5 pieces of bait, and then I'll walk back a piece of skipjack here, and we'll see. It's gonna be breezy today, so depending on where we are on the river, it's gonna mess with us quite a bit, but that's all right. And the thing we got to keep in mind is what I'm fishing right now is gonna be completely different conditions come Saturday, but that doesn't mean nothing. The only thing that means is that they may bite a little bit better, or they could bite slightly worse. But if you can put yourself in decent spots, then high percentage areas, which this is a high percentage area, got a lot of structure back there, and that's what I want to try to do. I want to try to, because we still got flatheads that want to eat. So we're just gonna cast a couple out. I'm gonna try to walk one back, and we're gonna see what happens. Because we're currently sitting at 23 feet of water. Water temp here, ooh, 62 degrees. Well, like I said, it averages shallower here. So then that means the water temp is gonna come up a little bit quicker than, say, down in the area where I like to fish, where it's a lot wider and deeper. But unfortunately, we're gonna be dealing with this wind all day. Toss me out a couple pieces of bluegill. But we're gonna do a little bit of fishing and a whole lot of looking. Guess it was wrapped up around the tip there. I didn't even see that. I'm gonna put it right in front of that big tree. All right, let's scan on up and see what else we can find. Ain't nothing but a couple small bites here. All right, doesn't seem to be anything that wants to eat here. So let's move on up. All right, so what we're trying to figure out is I've scanned structure. We were on that rock wall earlier, scanned some of that, and I found some good structure on that rock wall. We're just trying to figure out, one, if they're holding to structure, which I've got a couple more spots to figure out if they are or they ain't. I got another spot just above us I'm gonna try, then we got some spots further down. But we just need to figure out if they're holding the structure, which it seems like I got fish moving up underneath me, which makes a lot of sense. That's why I always keep that suspended rod out. But we just gotta figure out where these fish are kind of hanging out at. I've gotten some little bites fishing structure so far. It doesn't mean that, there isn't bigger fish down there. So we're just gonna keep trying it and just keep scanning more areas. And, like I said, they may not be active today, which I don't see why they wouldn't be. We're kind of out here before front. So I'm just gonna keep moving around. And, again, I really don't want to catch a whole lot of fish today, but I would like to catch one or two just to kind of let me know what's going on. Make sure, I'm targeting the right stuff or what. But yeah, I see fish below us, so that was a bite on that outside rod, but again, we'll see. Well, I am most definitely at a loss now. I guess let's move on up, try a different spot. There's definitely nothing home here. That is a fish. That didn't take long. He was swimming off with it. I think he's in this other line for sure. And it's a channel cat. That's even worse, y'all. That's even worse. But he ate that bluegill. Yeah, we don't need too many of these on tournament day. That is a fact. But again, this is just it's just another point that comes around, and it's just loaded with junk down through there. Again, this is one of them spots where somebody is definitely going to find it. Somebody is definitely going to find this spot. Just, you know, if nobody gets to it before we do, then awesome. All right, let's reel up. I want to go see what's over there real quick. See if we can't find us a couple white bass or something. We gotta get some fresh bait. Here we go. There we go. I don't know if he's above or below this line here. Well, you can grab it with pull and drag, so I don't even know what this is. It's not really fighting like a catfish. Could be a gar. It is a gar. It's a big gar. Yeah, I didn't figure that was a catfish. He's got my other line wrapped around him. Y'all, look at this gar, man. God, dog. That's a 5-footer? Let's see if I can get him before he gets all stupid. Look at that gar. God, dog. That's a big one there. That's probably what bit me before. Yeah, that's probably what bit me before. I guess I'm gonna have to get him in the net, because he's done got my other line all wrapped around him. But I don't want to put him in the net though. I don't want to put him in the net. All right, y'all, good morning. This is a continuation from the other day when I went out when the wind was just terrible from the north. It's still terrible from the north, but I'm at a different section of the river. I fished up there. I couldn't get bit to save my life. You know, and the weird thing is, you know, and I don't know if, I know we had that full moon. We've had quite a few things go on here in the last week. And we got a big thing coming up next week. We got that big eclipse. So I'm not 100% sure if any of that or none of that plays a role in, you know, with these fish acting the way they are. I have talked to several, which, you know, this, you know, I'm pre-fishing or trying to find areas, locations, or just basically see what the fish are doing for this tournament we got coming up this weekend. And I mean, I've talked to some dang good catfishermen, and some of them guys, they have been, you know, fishing all day and not even getting a bite. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, people are catching fish, you know. I see YouTube videos and I see, you know, Facebook posts and stuff like that where people are actually catching fish. So I don't know. I know that this time of year has always been a pretty dang good time. But it's just weird, and I don't know why. But either way, what we're gonna do right now is, so before the other day, this is actually a day and a half later, because I couldn't come out yesterday because of it rained something terrible out here. And so I didn't get a chance to come out. But what I was doing the other day is I'd caught me some skipjack a while back, and I froze it. And you know me, I hate using frozen skipjack, but it was the easiest thing to do at the time, because for some reason the skipjack on the river kind of scarce. So I went ahead and I got me some. first couple days they weren't so bad. I was catching fish on them, but they got about a week on them, and I just, you know, I was not confident in that bait. So I went out this morning. I caught me a bunch of fresh skipjack, because biggest thing is you got to have confidence in everything you use, and the biggest thing for me is confidence in the bait. So if I don't catch anything on fresh skipjack, then I don't know. But either way, we're out here. We're starting off water temps today, because I guess that rain, that water temps came up. They're 62 degrees right now. But we're starting off shallow. We've got to figure out what these fish are doing, where they're hanging out at. With these water temps, you know, some things are going to start spawning. I know these shad are going to start spawning. This is another stretch of river that has a bunch of bait on it. So we're going to run some baits through it. We're kind of shallow right now. Like I said, we're starting off at probably about 12 foot of water. We're going to kind of ease on out towards the main channel, then we're going to kind of come back. This is a big, huge flat on this side of the river, which I have fished back that way some, but I have not fished this particular spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw some boards out, and we're going to drag this flat just to kind of see if there's anything moving around down there. But we'll have to get into the channel a little bit. We got to get around this buoy, and there's some big brush and stuff up there. So we're gonna get these rods out. And like I said, we're gonna just see what's up here, if anything. I don't know, because the bait, or the bite, has been super weird here lately. And like I said, I was surprised when I talked to some of the, you know, I mean, catfishermen better than me, you know, talking about how they just have not come across the bite, you know, worth a dang, or at all. You know, I was talking to one guy. He said he fished for 10 hours. Didn't even get a single bite, and he's a dang good fisherman. He usually finds them. All right, y'all, I'm gonna show you this. Now, see, if you look, you know, that's all active something. These bigger marks here, I know they can't be shad, because that's, you know, that's shad, that shad, that shad. Some of these tighter marks together, that's probably shad, but it looks like there's stuff running through them. You know, you could even see off to the side here, even though we're not going fast enough, like right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 7, 8 fish. You know, that's not a school of shad. Now that's probably a school of shad. I don't know. It's just, we're running through some good activity. I don't know. I just don't know what these fish are doing, man. I've never seen the likes of it, really, to come out here this many times, and, you know, I thought it was me, you know, doing the wrong thing in the wrong spot, whatever, but it's across the board. People are having a hard time catching fish. I mean, we got good current. They're raising the water. All signs point to these fish should be active and feeding. All signs point to that. But it's got to be something. I'm sure some of y'all, hopefully, you know, somebody way smarter than I am, can probably help me figure this part of it out. I'm in a completely different, you know, area that I've fished before, but this has all the makings of what I want to try to test today. We've got structure. We're coming through structure. We've got a flat. We've got a channel. You know, I'm kind of covering all the bases all at one time. That's one great thing about dragging boards. But yeah, like I said, we've been doing this for a little while and ain't even got a bite yet. So I don't know. We've pulled through, because I scanned this whole area, and it looked good. A lot of good activity. So I don't know. Hopefully it's just a little too early yet. I don't know. Midday, late afternoon. I mean, we only got, you know, till 3 o'clock on tournament day, so I hope it's not a mad dash that last hour, you know, to try to catch us three fish, but I guess we'll see. It's a fish. You gonna take it? Nope, he let go of it. Just a little one though, that's the only thing. I think he's hooked. I think he done messed around and got hooked. Yep, I think he just messed around and got hooked. Just a little one. I think he was down there he was trying to eat the bait and, like I said, messed around and got hooked. You little bitty thing, you. Yeah, you just swiped that, it got it caught in the side of your face. Well, at least what that does, you know, big fish, little fish, but what it does is now I can look at this fish and then we can, you know, kind of figure something out. I don't know what we'll figure out, but come on, buddy, I don't want to. Okay, you see got him right in the side of the face, but so now we can look at this fish and he is definitely muddy. So they are tight to that mud still for some reason. Don't know why, but I appreciate it, thank you. Tight to that mud. All right, we're gonna reel up. We're gonna try on the other side. It's a little bit deeper side. We'll go back a little further. That way we can pull in front of that creek mouth there. Just kind of see. Right now what we're doing, had a couple little bites and that one little fish, and that was about it. But we'll get over there, we'll put some fresh bait on and we'll drag a little bit of that. Come on, pop off there, buddy. Oh, you're not gonna do it, are you? Oh, that's a fish. That's a fish, that's why it was like that. That was a dang fish. Okay. It feels like a decent one too. Granted, we got, you know, boats going one direction and he's trying to go the other. But I seen that board laying back, you know, a lot of times that's because it's hung up, but that old pressure got on him. He freaked out. I don't believe he's a big one, but nevertheless, that's a fish right on this channel. Not really fighting a whole lot. Yeah, like I said, I know he's not a big one, but it's a fish. Okay, so he was up there on the shallow side of stuff. Yeah. Well, what's up, buddy? Oh, God. Yeah, you're quite a bit bigger than I thought you were. I mean, not that you're a monster, but you're still bigger than I thought you were. Heck yeah. God dog, I mean, just look at the bellies on these things, man. Finally, an okay fish. He's not a monster by no means, but just stuck in that mud, and I mean, just full of stuff. Well, I appreciate you, buddy. I could sure use you on Saturday, so thank you. Just wild little things, boy. Yeah, that was just what he done, is he just picked it up and just sat there with it till that pressure got on him, then he started freaking out. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh, there's a fish. Oh, and he dropped it. No way. Dang it, man. Okay, all right. See, this is kind of what I'm talking about, you know, as far as not really wanting to catch any fish. But see, we just caught that other fish not too far. This is a little bitty, small, itty bitty creek mouth. But I know where this creek mouth comes out. There's a small point this way and a small point this way. Well, that sounded a lot like thunder there. Yeah, that sounded a lot like thunder. Let me see, we weren't supposed to get any bad stuff. Well, based on that sound of thunder I just heard, I just checked the radar. We got a lot of little pop-ups coming up, so I'm gonna end up cutting this short. Anyway, what I wanted to try to do, I'm gonna wrap this up pretty quick, is that I wanted just to get bit, try to figure out where these fish are hanging out at, which we caught that one fish there, had a good takedown there. And one time when the camera was off, I had another rod take off, and we're kind of on this, like, again, this outside bend or a sharp ledge. So I guess they're kind of right here on this sharp ledge area. So I guess that's what we're gonna have to try to do. I guess just stay tuned for the tournament video, because this one was, I didn't want to catch a whole lot of fish, but I definitely wanted to get bit, and then I definitely wanted to see where the activity was. And so I think I've kind of put together a small pattern, and we're just gonna run with that and go for broke. But like I said, since people have been out here fishing, kind of pre-fishing, scouting the areas, they have not come across anything substantial as far as like numbers of fish or anything like that. So, but anyway, wish us luck. This video, like I said, I'll probably drop it the day of the tournament, and then I'll follow that up with the actual tournament video. But like always, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.